Hello everyone, I'm Abdelrahman Awad and I am a senior front-end engineer at Rasail. I created vee-validate for Vue.js and I have a blog sharing all stuff about Vue.js, TypeScript, so check it out. I'm excited to be on Vue.js Nation on the 24th and 25th, and my talk will be unlocking reusability with generically typed Vue.js components. So I'm excited to be there and I'm excited to give this talk.
How did you become an expert on the reusability of components?
It's kind of a boring answer. I built way too many components in my career. Like I worked in production with Vue.js since version 1 to 3. And it's been part of my daily job ever since. I've been lucky in that regard. So I built a lot of components for myself, for my teammates, component libraries, built libraries that deal with other components, used Vue.js without TypeScript, used Vue.js with TypeScript, with Composition API, without Composition API. So I formed a lot of opinions on how to build components, how components should express their props, their slots, and yeah, so it's a lot of practical knowledge.
How do you use Vue.js in your daily activities?
I am lucky to be working with Vue.js in my full-time job. So every day I write a Vue.js component, refactor a Vue.js component, or build a new one for our component library for my team members to use. Um, I mostly work on like complex UIs with Vue.js, like a bot builder, a chat inbox, stuff like that. So yeah.
In your opinion, what is the advantage of Vue.js over other front-end frameworks?
Um, well, to me, I can say all the things that Vue.js is fast. You don't have to worry about performance by default, so you don't have to over optimize things. So that's one aspect of it. But I think the most important thing is Vue.js is accessible to newer team members. So as we onboard new team members, we can just tell them to work on each like so the Vue component, single file component is usually HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. So they can work on the problem in its domain. Like if it's CSS issue, they can debug it and work it as a CSS issue. If it's a JavaScript issue, it's so they can just dive into the script. So this separation makes it really easy for newcomers to understand and use the fundamentals that they just learned from a course or reading a book or whatever, and just use it directly in their component files and in their work. So it's really fast to get started with it, especially with newcomers and people starting out with Vue.js.
If you had to ask Evan Yule one question, what would it be?
I think he got this question a lot. It's about vapor mode, but my concern with it, as someone who is working on a really huge Vue.js application, is how does he see the adoption of it, like level of adoption over time? Like, is it safe to just enable it directly for every single Vue.js project out there, or is there some kind of limitations or caveats that someone need to be aware of? Like, is this gonna prevent? Is some kind of UI library gonna make it problematic to use with it? So yeah, I'm interested to see like if there are some kind of limitations there or something to be aware of, because it sounds too promising in terms of performance. Vue.js is already fast, so I'm kind of interested to see how fast can it get. But at the same time, is this something we can just turn on and for the entire app, or is it something we need to be careful about?